Hello again. Today I'd like to talk about the upcoming Mars retrograde, which will be occurring from about the 17th or 18th of April, 18th of April in Australia, to the 30th of June 2016. Now Mars is the planet, we call him the warrior planet, and he rules our drive, assertion, action, anger, courage, daring, will, independence, competition. He's competitive and pioneering, so he likes to go after what he wants. When he's retrograde, he's not happy because he likes to go forward. He's the planet of direct and immediate action, so it can be a bit frustrating for him to be, standing still or going backwards. This happens once every 2.5 years, so it's not that common, not like the outer planets who appear retrograde about 5 months of the year, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. So the last time this occurred was between March 31st and May 21st, 2014 in the sign of Libra. So if you think back to what might have been happening for you then, that was the last Mars retrograde. And the last time Mars was retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, where he will be spending part of his time this time around, was about 15 years ago in 2001, where he moved May 12th to July 20 in the sign of Sagittarius. So retrograde means going backwards, but it's just from our point of view on Earth, a geocentric view. The planets aren't really going backwards, it's just the relative speed of that planet in relation to Earth. Like when we are sitting on a train and the train next to us starts to move and we start feeling like we're going backwards. It's that type of thing, they're not really going backwards. Okay, and the retrograde period will last for 6 weeks, or about 42 days at a time. Okay, so this time around he'll be moving from 8 degrees Sagittarius, moving backwards. May 28th he enters the sign, the previous sign of Scorpio. And then June 30, at the end of the retrograde period, he'll go stationary, be standing still in the sky, and then going forward again, which he really, really likes. So that's just a little diagram. So he'll go stationary, retrograde, stop there at 8 degrees Sagittarius, move backwards to 23 degrees Scorpio, which, by the way, Mars traditionally ruled before Pluto was discovered, so Mars is quite at home there, so the energy can be quite focused in Scorpio, lots of will. Mars is now the ruler of Aries, that feisty fire sign, the first fire sign in the zodiac. Now, if Mars you happen to be born when Mars was undergoing one of his retrograde periods, that might be a better time for you because you're used to dealing with that energy anyway in your natal chart, like I have, and it might be a time just to get things done. It's a time for reviewing actions and getting things done. If you're someone who's really fiery and on the go, that might not be the easiest time for you. So retrograde, review, it's going over actions. It's not a time to start big new projects during this time period, buy machinery like cars, or have surgery because Mars rules things like knives, cutting and blood. Is the god of war. Machines can be used in war. Cars, they can be used as weapons as well. So it's a time for, you just might need to be patient persistent and hold on. So this too shall pass. So you might just feel like things aren't really moving ahead, or not moving in the right direction, or not moving very quickly, not quickly enough. Just like we're running on the spot, and we can feel quite frustrated, like we're just spinning our wheels a bit. Now, the people who might be affected most by this retrograde period are people with the sun at around 23 degrees of the fixed signs. Now, the fixed signs correspond to the middle of the seasons, when things are quite steadfast and steady. There's not much change in the seasons. So anyone with planets, especially personal planets, which are your Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus or Mars, and in particular the Sun, which will be at 23 degrees of the middle of autumn, winter, spring, summer, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio or Aquarius. So yeah, mid-May, about the middle of May, 15th or so, a few days either side. July for Leo, November for Scorpio and mid-February for the Aquarians. So that's just something that can be a guide for you. And yeah, it can hit other personal planets. We feel the personal planets the most. So moon's emotions, Mercury, our communicative, it might be, you know, angry words or frustrations, expressing frustrations or angry feelings, feeling angry with partners. And Mars, if you're having a Mars return, that's the start of a whole new 2.5 year cycle. So that might feel, you know, particularly like we're really holding on, that holding pattern's going there. And also if you have any of the angles, especially the important angles like our ascendant, descendant, first house cusp, 7th house cusp, or our MC, midheaven, or I see 4th house cusp, 10th house cusp, at that 23 degree Scorpio degree that you guys will probably feel it most. So that's just something to be mindful of. Thank you for watching and listening again today. On Facebook as well, I'll put this on Facebook. You can always look at my website at theleftandrightbrain.com.au. Please subscribe, like. Any constructive comments or suggestions will be welcome. I do readings, I do Skype readings, and I'm also available at the Mystic Hippie Gifts and Healing Shop in Maitland, 375 High Street on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and you can chat to lovely Rebecca who owns the shop anytime. So thank you again, and I'll be doing something for the law students next on approaching legal problem scenarios. Just have a break from astrology, mix it up a bit. So thanks again and bye.